They also had a cotton mill and a grist mill, because they had a lot of people living there. And now all of that was done at Apex, off of Sugarloaf Creek. Our summers now, that creek's dry. They're taking all of our water, and what you see here is fairly clear. And you see right there what the difference in the water. They didn't get a rain. If you see that hose laying up on that bank, they pull a truck up there. They hook it to the back of them trucks out of Oklahoma, and that's fracking fluid you see in that creek. I could get you 2,000 people in Arkansas and through the Fayetteville areas, Conway, Logan, and that says that's no good. Our word is no good. They have to see it, but they make sure they do not see it. It's funny that we have people that's executed with 2 or 3 witnesses, but I can get you 2,000 witnesses and we're all liars. Didn't happen. We called the governor. There's no good to call the ADQ and Oil and Gas Commission, but it's fun to call the governor's office. So we called them. And about 4 or 5 days later, they come down there and you see the different hose there. What they did, they set a little rented unit up there, and they hook it up and start pumping water out of the creek. Of course, they let after the creek flows a little bit, the frac fluid and stuff goes on down, it kind of clears up a little bit. So they put that up, put their little pump in there, and start pumping. After they get to pumping, they put a few big sprinklers out there and tell ADQ, oh, we just are sprinkling our meadows out here. And those people know. We've talked to them, they've been there, but they'll come back and they write that report up that they're just sprinkling their hay meadow. You see that truck? This truck that's backed up here, right by this big old oak tree, just on the other side of it is Sugarloaf Creek. They're scared to death of us. I can stand out there in my yard and take pictures of them dumping chemicals right there in that creek. They don't care. We could get 5,000 people. I don't think Arkansas is not good enough witness. They say they have to see it in person. It's funny that you can execute somebody and take a life with 2 or 3 witnesses, but you can't convict these people with 2,000 witnesses. Here's one that's different colored. You can see that one's pulling out. Now this is a picture that I have taken off of the internet. It's Google. At the bottom, it's got the range and all, and you're welcome to look it up on the Google. The people that came out of Texas are contractors to drill, to build a location. People come running to me and telling me all about it. Hey, they're going up on that mountain. They're pushing them trees down and burning everything. They're going to ruin that little old mountain. Well, we know that. And you can see it was so small before all of this pictures was taken. When they got through building that road, you couldn't even see it off the highway. You'd have to be straight up and down to see any part of that road. And you get over there, there's something like 2 acres required, maybe for a little drilling rig. It set up on the side of that mountain for a few days, and they found out as they started drilling, vibrating, the slide of the mountain, the shale and the side of the mountain would come down. So they moved it a few feet, leveled it up, and started again. About 3 times they finally just gave it up and pulled everything off the mountain and left. And they left it like this. I had a good friend that worked for the Arkansas State Highway Department, I guess, a surveyor. And he had a good friend, the 2 older fellows. They walked all the way up there, and he told me to come back. He said, Jack, he said, I'm going to give it a good estimate that location up there now is 90 acres and growing. We talked to ADEQ. We went to Mountain View. I made it a point to go up there because we heard that Teresa Marks was going to be there. And we questioned her, and before all of the people, said, we're going to take care of that. Just like all the other cares. It's just like this. Chambers is too big to regulate. He's too rich. They won't touch it. But I'll guarantee you, you go over there and start to build your house and scrap off 150 by 200 lot or something, you better put a lot of silt catching stuff around there now, because they'll come down on you. These people do whatever they want to. This kind of stuff is the reason that whenever the wind blows, we just get, when it was dry, we just get covered in dust and dirt. I thought whenever I left West Texas and I worked in North Africa and I've seen some bad sandstorms, you know what? I haven't ever seen any worse than what I've seen right there in South Sebastian. It was just as dirty and filthy and as much silt coming up off of that mountain and off of them pipeline right away. Not one single thing was ever done to regulate any of those people. They're out of sight. We're out of sight. There's some people that I know said we used to think Hartford was the end of the world. That's about the way it is. There's nobody ever comes down there, so they just don't do nothing. But you think that this right here doesn't affect you, you're mistaken. And I was hoping that someday that we could get it through these young people's minds that they are special. They are going to see this earth cease to be as the world of man as we knew it. This earth is not going to see a 20-year-old my age unless they get off their backside. I'm not going to do it. I'm too old. I can't do much more. The young people have to step forward. Somebody has got to do something. This cannot just keep on and on and on. You're taking the fresh water from what supported 25 to 30,000 people at least. As a matter of fact, we had a big club and had a group of people and had the USDA people come down. They said we should have at least 3,000 family farms in South Sebastian. Well, one reason we never did is because we never had a government that was friendly to the family farm. But we are needed now. The future generations need us. They need this water, and they need us. They need our help and our support. But I want to tell these young people that they are unique. They're going to see the end if we don't stop this global warming. And we will not stop global warming unless we check